Hey, everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge. And that is if there's anybody there to say hi to. I know it's a bad night to be doing a live stream. A lot of games going on, but here we are. So I've got the Bruins Florida game on up there, keeping an eye on that. And we're here to talk hockey, whatever you guys want to talk about. That's what we're here for. So please talk to me in the comments, and because otherwise this show doesn't it doesn't add up to much, and we'll go from there. So let's see who's here. David's here, but he's in and out. Can't stay long. Another 4.5 hours of spring bulwark, which I'm not sure what that means. I hope Habs get bigger. Filibuster's in. Hey, how's it going, man? And the rest of the great gang. There's nobody here. Leafs lose, whatever's going on. Leafs are losers, and they are. I watched that game last night. I'm going to continue to watch that series. I got to say this. If they don't win tomorrow night, the Leafs, that series is over. I don't see them coming back from that. Now, it's not out of the question, but we'll see what happens in that. I hope they lose tomorrow. Just the only thing I have here as far as news is on that game. Michael Bunting gets 3 games suspension for his hit on Eric Chernak in game 1. Stupid penalty. I thought that's deserving of 2 games. And I said 1 when I was talking. Who was I talking to? I think it was Matt. I said 1 to Matt. And he got 3. So I think he gets the extra game because officials hate him. And deservingly so, because he's an idiot, and he's an idiot. So I think, I don't think, that probably should have only gotten 1 for, like, if almost any other player does that, they probably only get 1 game. Bunting gets 3, and that's interesting. And yeah, it's really, I think it's really interesting. Harry Rice, how's it going, man? All right, so talk to me here. There's not a lot. I don't expect a lot of people tonight because it's the playoffs. But as the in entertainment they say, the show must go on, and the Wednesday and Saturday shows. At least for the first couple of weeks, there's games every day. But after that, the games get a little more sporadic, and it'll be better. But what are you gonna do? I'm here. Got lots to talk about. If you want anything you want to talk about, I don't really have anything prepared. I've been editing all day, and then I had to go out a bit, so there was not much on the wire when I got back. So whatever you want to talk about, light them if you got them, drink them if you got them. More than that, I won't say. But hey, if you got it, do it. Why not? By the way, Phil, what I'm editing is, I sent you a couple of pages of that poem. I'm editing that, so I've got 1 more page to edit. I just didn't have time today. I had to go out. So that's coming out tomorrow. If not, well, yeah, it'll come out tomorrow because even if I finish it tonight, I'm not putting it out tonight. But so look for that. You'll get the rest of it. Hey, BL, how you doing, man? Glad to hear you're watching the play. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I felt, yeah. Well, the Leafs game, I really wanted to see them get, beaten, and it was fun to watch. So I'm going to do that. And I'm doing this show. I figured I'd keep the game on, but I'm probably going to watch a little bit, I'm going to say this. If there's a game 7 between Tampa and Toronto, I think I'm going to do that game. And I might even just do any Leafs elimination game. I might be doing them because, it's fun. It's fun also to see the Leafs fans just breaking down, man. I don't know how many they're giving up already. It's 1 game. They're giving up already. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's happened so many times, I guess, but still. And that shows you what's wrong with the Leafs, right? It's exactly that. I just finished with BLs. Hang on. Been awesome hockey so far. The last 2 mornings have been pretty rough getting up. Well, for where you are, it's much later, right? Phil says you got 2 nice takes. What did you think of the 10K junkie? Yeah, I watched it. It was a good video, and yeah, nice of him to be put. Yeah, no, we were. It was my idea to do a collab. I gave him that like a month ago, and I said use it in anything you want, and I liked the way he used it. It was really nice. So yeah, and Junkie and I are well, Junkie and the channel, because I mean, Pete and Matt might be on these things. We're gonna do there's a feature on here I didn't know about. I think it's pretty recent though, where I can have a guest on and they can stream this show directly to their channel as well. So I've approached Junkie, he said yes. I've approached Habs and Dabs, they've said yes. So we're working on that. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but we're going to do these things. So yeah, so look for that. Why did I say that? Oh yeah, his 10K show. Yeah, no, I was featured in there. I really I'm flattered by it. I got to say I've got about 6 new subscribers from that, because I can't figure out where else they came from. So it's definitely from that. And yeah, Junkie's a great guy. I knew when he came around, I saw his channel, I started watching him. Jeff pointed him out to me. I started watching him and I was like, yeah, this guy's way better than me. He's going far and he's going to pass me. And I was watching him and he passed me and all that. So not a surprise that he would hit the 10,000 way before I do. And deservedly so. The guy does great work. And I don't even know how he does it. Honestly, I don't know how he does that. And he has a job too. And I have trouble editing one video. Like, I don't know. I do. I guess I could talk to you guys about some plans that I've had, and Phil, you'll be interested in this, and I'm going to email you because I want to talk to you about exactly this. So the video I'm putting out tomorrow is not about hockey. It's one of my short stories, limerick poem stories. It's my second one, and I'm working on a third. I'm about halfway through a third one. So my bright idea, well, I'll say it this way. I'm doing an interview tomorrow. I've told you guys about that. So that's happening tomorrow. Now, the guy that wrote that book, I listened to a little bit of it. I'm going to read it tonight. So I'm prepared for tomorrow. But it's basically it's like my poetry. It's poetry. It's in poetry form and it tells a story and whatever. And I'm doing that kind of now. So my idea is now I'm going to publish a book of my short story poems when I get enough of them. And yeah, that's a project I'm working on right now, as a matter of fact, I guess. It's an ongoing project, plus my other poems. So I have a couple of those things in mind. So, Phil, I want to talk to you about that. Yeah, anyways, that's the news. The interview is happening tomorrow. I'm nervous. I'm mostly prepared. I've got all day tomorrow to prepare, but I'm nervous a little bit. It's not going live. It's going to come out as a video. Poet laureate, never. That's never going to be applied to my name. Oh boy, I wish I could write like that, but yeah, I don't have that kind of poetry in me. I got what I got in me, and that's something I'm realizing. Right, I got whatever I do. I'm realizing what I do as a poet, and I'm gonna write that kind of stuff. I hope you like the one that comes out tomorrow. I hope you guys watch it. It's taken a lot of work for a video that's not going to get a lot of views, but I hope you guys watch it and enjoy it. It's a story from out of my head, but the first 2 lines were given to me by Phil. Almost 2 lines. The last word of the second line I did, but yeah. Phil, absolutely. I my promise is still there. I haven't done it. I got to get the book out. Bells and whistles, yes, definitely. Well, we've been talking about that book for a while, yeah. But no, you were, if you remember something we were emailing, and you kind of thought I might have written a children's book already, and I thought that was funny. That's not that mine are going to be children's stories, but the idea of the story, I didn't think about it till I heard him read, because I heard the author read a few verses of the book. And it clicked in my head. Wow. I mean, the story of Rick is a short story like that. This one I'm doing right now is I can do that. I didn't realize I could do that. So, hey. Oh, Phil, I don't remember. I don't remember that far back. But hey, if you did, you were right on. I didn't have any confidence in my writing back then. You discovered me and pushed me to it too, honestly. Hey Lucas, how you doing, man? I'm enjoying watching the Leafs get their asses kicked. That's mostly what I'm enjoying. What's meta the meta old man? There's always I'm not sure what you mean by that. There's always I hope there's more. That's my only fear is that I run out of I don't know, words. Anyways, I hope you guys will enjoy it, and I hope going forward, you guys enjoy the stuff I'm writing. Bubble tea. Bubble tea says Rick needs to pen the Habs epic poem like the Iliad with ghosts of players past included. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea, though. I'm sorry. You got my brain working. eh. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna write that one down. I like that idea. Okay. Well, that went out. So there's good idea. It went out on a good idea. Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm just writing a title, so I know what I'm talking about. The Ghosts of Habs Past. That would be its working title. I say it like I might do it. It's already being formed in my head. I don't know for sure yet, but I love that idea. Thank you, Bubble Tea. I'll give you credit if I write it. Phil's gonna get jealous, so work that out between you two. You never know when a good idea comes across your way, and you should never be. How do I want to? You should never look down your nose at a good idea. I'm realizing this, right? Because I was like that. I would look down on my nose. Now I'm realizing that, yeah, good ideas for these kind of things can come from anywhere. So definitely appreciate that. How will the Talking Habs content adapt over the postseason, the off season, and preseason? Well, for the postseason, I mean, I've got videos in the works. Well, not yet, but I mean, planning of got to do some prospect videos. I might do a draft lottery video that's not like the live one. I'm not sure yet. I'm I'm gonna look back over some of the stuff I've done because I know there's stuff I usually do here, and I've got ADHD, and I'm telling you, it's not an excuse. It just literally they pop out of my head. I forget about it. I've got to go look back. I know there's some videos that I should be doing that I haven't done. One of them I am working on. I'm waiting for Matt, Matt, and Pete. I'm doing a report card video. We're gonna all give you the grades, right? It's gonna hopefully not be too long, but yeah, we're gonna do a report card video, all of us. It might come out in a short version and a longer version because there's a long version of it, and I don't want to put that out. Anyways, that's one thing I'm doing. Let me. What did you ask me? Post off season. Hopefully a lot of poetry, and as things happen, I'll probably do some news videos again and stuff like that in the off season. I don't have any particular plans. And then preseason, well, we're back to doing games, doing the prediction kind of stuff for the season, that kind of stuff. So I don't think it'll change that much. I mean, I made my pivot the beginning of last season, and I'm not changing from that. So I've made that pivot. I just going to expand on that, right? So there. Oh, we do have that we have a podcast planned that we're working on. We're getting some artwork done, and we're working on it. And I'm hoping this interview I'm doing tomorrow, Pete and I'm hoping that's something I can use in like a portfolio to get other guests for the podcast. You know. And instead of having a guy be a guest for the whole podcast, because it could be like a 90-minute podcast, interviewing people on the podcast is one of the segments. That's what we're planning. Don't have anybody lined up yet, but I'm hoping the interview tomorrow it'll be easier to get people to agree to an interview when they see that I've done an interview, what I've done, how I am. Phil, I know I was only bugging you about the jealousy part. If you got jealous over that, then you're not a true proponent of the arts. Carolina and the Islanders tied 2-2 after 2. Oh, David, I thought you weren't sticking around. Awesome. Poetry is fine. The first 2 rounds are always the best and dirty too. That's the hockey. Yeah, well, it seems like it's dirtier than ever. But anyway, I celebrated my 62 years with my twin brother. Awesome. By working your ass up, but finished in time for start of Boston, Florida. So when you said you said earlier, I'm not sure what that bull work was. Like, you work with bulls, or just that it's hard work at this time of year? No, BL. As a matter of fact, see, Matt just got some new equipment. He just got a new microphone, chair, screen. He's got a new camera set up now. So we're going to see a much better look. He's getting that set up today and filming what I'm asking for, like I'm waiting for from him, and then I just have to edit. So it'll happen. If not, I'm doing it just me and Pete. I mean, so he should be working on that like as we're talking right now. Oh yeah, it's Panthers are up 1-0. I missed the goal. Look at that. Well, you guys are more important than the game. Leafs looked bad last night, but Tampa's blue line is wrecked. I think one of the 2 guys is okay. I'm not sure, but that's a concern, and I'll give you that. Definitely going to be a concern, but the Leafs look so bad. All I can say is if Tampa can beat them tomorrow night, the Leafs are going to be wrecked. Their confidence has got to be they got to just wonder, can we win anything in the postseason? Right? And I think that'll work on them. Okay, I just wasn't sure. Yeah, listen. I would when you have ADHD, sometimes you need to clarification on things. So you're short. I'm like that. So it could have been one or the other. I just clarify. That's all. That's all I was asking for. But yeah, I should know that anyway. Oh, Phil, Bunting cost that himself. And Bunting, the reason Bunting got 3 games is because he's an asshole, and the officials hate him because he's an asshole. They hate him even more than Galley, and he deserves it. Listen, he should have He probably should have got 1 or 2, no more than that. But they gave him the extra one because hey, he deserved it. I lived on a farm when I was a kid. I was young. I didn't do any work. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I mean, yeah, I understand farm work. We lived on a farm for 5 years when I was in high school, the end of grade 6 and high school. Philly suspended 3 games. No, I haven't heard anything about Hedman. I haven't. Bubble tea, absolutely, right? It's his reputation. He's got a horrible one with the refs, and he doesn't do anything to change it. So, um, I said last night, Matt and I were watching the Leafs game together. We're on here watching together, and I said it'll probably be one. And then I heard it was two. Matt had heard it was two, but he got that wrong. But I'm not surprised it's three. And who I saw somebody on Twitter, one of the guys from Habs and Dabs, Brian, he puts, they suspended him for the rest of the series. I had to think about that for a second. Went, oh yeah, I get that. That's hilarious. Actually, he's only going to go 4 games. Phil says he agrees, I guess, with me. I've never seen him do mean things. Who, Bunting? And I love the Leafs. They suck hard. You what? This is a joke. You don't love the Leafs. Come on. Really expected the Leafs to come out hotter. Perry was killing them. I expected the Leafs to win. I was expecting a win from them. And how did they not win? First game, they're at home. They just beat them last week 4-3. How did they not win that game? How did they come out so flat? I have no idea. And you look at Austin Matthews. What did he do? He was hardly noticeable all game. Hardly. I mean, he was hardly noticeable for a guy that's your star player. He's supposed to be one of the greatest ever. Are you kidding me? Shake your head at that, right? Well, Phil, I'll tell you, if the Leafs don't win tomorrow, it could be that it's the rest of the series, right? They go back to the Tampa for 2. I don't know. If they don't win tomorrow, you got to figure game 3, they're gripping their sticks a little tight, and they're not confident in the fact that they can win. How would that not be? And two of the things we talked about going into this series for them that we thought they weren't good enough was defense and goaltending. What really screwed them up was defense and goaltending and discipline. Samsonov on a short leash tomorrow night. Yeah. Oh, well, we all love that, Phil. I was just really worried this year is going to not be the year, but that game, I don't know. That's, sure they can regroup and everything and come back. Most teams. I don't know if these guys can do that. The fans are already giving up on that. Like when your fans, after the first game of the series, when your fans give up, there's something wrong. I absolutely love to hate them. He'll be the greatest Coyote soon enough. I don't think the Coyotes any longer. It's going to be a bigger American team, a big market American team. But yeah, he's going to be somewhere else. Especially if they get knocked out in 4. Why would he even think of he's coming back? Why would he want to do that? Even if it were you, wouldn't you think, well, I can't win here? I mean, even if you're competitive enough to want to win, I don't know about him being that, but wait, Phil, who's a true? You're not saying Matthews is a true beast? No, he's not. Who are you talking about? When you're starting on the road, the old saying, you hope for a split. Yes. So the Lightning started on the road. That's fine. When you're starting at home, you're not hoping for a split, and you're definitely hoping you're definitely expecting to win both games. Ryan, that was a question I've asked a few times. What do the Leafs do if they can't sign him? Trade deadline's approaching, and they're going to be in the playoffs. What do they do? You can't trade Matthews at that. Can you? I don't know. Marchand is the beast. Marchand's the beast. Yeah, I hate Marchand. Frederick Lachance. Well, we were just speaking about that. I don't know. What can I say that I haven't? I'll just repeat for you. Thought it would be one, maybe two. Not surprised that it's three because they don't. I mean, Bunting's a hated. The officials hate him. So I'm not surprised. He's deserving. It's a deserving penalty. That was if he wasn't trying to hurt him. I mean, then what was he doing? The elbow clearly got up into his head, to his face, in the head, and yeah. I think almost any other player though, that's definitely not more than two, and it's probably one. Trade what? Matthews to the Penguins for Crosby? Yeah. Crosby not going. I mean, yeah, Crosby not going anywhere. Yeah, but Phil, I mean, can they really afford Matthews? I mean, they could trade for him right at the deadline, but they're not going to the playoffs, so that doesn't not going to help them. And really, you think Matthews is going to stay there because he's going to want 15 million? Can they afford that? I don't think so. Lucas says, still no news on Cole. Getting very anxious now. Don't want another stupid offer sheet. And he's so good. Who wouldn't offer him? Well, someone actually made a good point that I think none of us really thought about is he can't be offer sheeted till July 1st. So he's safe right now. Got to think by July 1st, he's signed. So nothing to get worried about. Cole is saying all the right things, though. I mean, he doesn't want to leave. He loves it here, loves playing with Suzuki, not going anywhere, loves Montreal. I don't think you have to worry about anything. But the offer sheet, if they don't sign him by July 1st, offer sheets will come. But I think by July 1st, he'll be signed. Do you know the last two Canadian teams to win a playoff series in Toronto? Montreal was one of them. If Crosby goes anywhere, he goes to Habs for a third in 3 years when he's at the end of his career, and we need a minimum cap vet to help. Yeah, but Phil, I mean, he just recently just came out and said doesn't want to play anywhere else. I don't see him. I really don't see him playing anywhere else. Now they could trade him, but I would imagine he's got a say in that. He's got a no movement, I would think. So I don't know if it's just like I don't know. I wouldn't expect him here. I know I did put that in a video a while back. I don't think that. And no, from what he said, no. Harry, absolutely. I believe if Caulfield got to that point, he did get offer sheets. He's not. He's not signing them. He's not signing them. Plus, you got to figure this too, right? They're going to have to give him a shit ton of money in an offer sheet, which means a shit ton of compensation. So who's really going to do that? I mean, I don't think it's not something I think is going to happen. And I don't think Cole will want to do that. Is sign an offer sheet. They know Montreal's going to match. He signs an offer sheet that's huge. Then that hurts the team. I don't think he's that type of a person. Ryan, didn't you say to win on the Leafs home ice? Like, I thought you can't say Montreal beating Pittsburgh. I don't know. What did you say up there? I'm gonna have to scroll back. Did I last two Canadian teams to win a playoff series in Toronto? Oh, you're right. You're right. In the bubble, Montreal did it. Yeah, that was in Toronto. Phil, no, when it comes to Crosby, I believe him when he says he doesn't want to play anywhere else. You got to figure he wants to be his whole career one place. Oh, Lucas, yeah, Crosby's not going to be playing for it. Is that what Phil said? Come here for minimum? No, that's not happening. His agent won't let that happen. Remember, the agent gets a cut. The agent ain't getting a cut of minimum, league minimum, going, oh, yeah, that's good. No. Is Dubois using Montreal as leverage for a contract extension, or is he really interested? Do you think? It's a good question. I don't really know. I've said that too. I've read it before that he might be someone's opinion. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but it's not going to shock me if that's true. Um, yeah, but Harry, I don't see how you know that. I mean, it's a guess on your part as well, right? We don't really know. It's not going to shock me at all to find out that he signs wherever, like either with Winnipeg, or if they trade him somewhere other than Montreal, he signs there. Well, Lucas says he grew up in Quebec. I'm sure he wants to play here, but that's not, a lot of players grew up in Quebec and they don't want to play here. So we don't know. I still think we don't know. Frederick, if he's here, depending what they get, they have to give to get him, and whatever they pay him, it depends. But yeah, he's a good player. I'm not shitting on him that way. KK is like a child actor. He's already screwed up, but doesn't know it. Montreal was too much. He will turn in early. Um, I disagree with you about KK. KK's numbers were interesting for this season. He really came on in the second half of the season, and I think KK might be starting to get it, and I think you might be a little surprised next season. I don't know if he's going to be a legitimate second line center next season, but I think he's going to do an okay job. I think his progress is starting to happen. That's my opinion. So I don't know. I don't know exactly with KK, but to me it looks like at 23, I think he's 23, he's starting to get it. Well, Frederick, I don't know if it's still as high his potential as it was, but I think I don't think he's hit his ceiling yet. What did he get? I think 43 points this season. Not great or anything, but it's an improvement. And if he continues on that path next season, now you're talking that, he's starting to get it, and he's not a bust. Not still, I don't think he's a third overall pick, though. I'm not saying that, but probably be an okay NHLer. Yeah, I haven't seen the Carolina series at all, so I don't know. If KK becomes Phil D, that's a win. Phil D, who's that? Phil D. Frederick, yeah, I mean, a lot of guys take longer to develop. That's all. Some guys, it's a different timing for everyone. KK's time is what it is. It seems like he's starting to develop. Autocorrect, eh, Frederick? I think I'm going to call you Fred, though, because Frederick's just too formal, if you don't mind. KK is going to be like Lafreniere, both of them heavily overrated and overdrafted, but going to be half decent bottom sixers or middle sixers for most of their careers, maybe a career high 50, 60 points if they're lucky. Yeah, I think at this point, if KK can get 50, 60 points on a consistent basis, I think that's going to be fine for him. Oh, Phil D is Phil Deneau. Okay. Well, apparently he's getting better at the dot. His numbers are good there, and he did well. Will he become Deneau? I don't know. He's going to become KK. Hey Joel, how you doing, man? Dubois and his agent are typically using atheism Canadians to up the ante. Why atheism? Is that the right word? To up the ante and bidding. It wouldn't surprise me. Where I heard that from was just somebody's opinion. I don't think there was anything to it other than that. It wouldn't surprise me, right? Who was it? The last one? No, it's not. I can't remember his last name, but Duchesne. He did it, and it's been done before here, and it wouldn't surprise me if that's it. But I don't know for sure. Was it typo? What were you supposed to trying to say? I figured it was a typo because atheism doesn't work there. But anyways, I mean, it could be, and I'm suspicious of it. I'm a little suspicious of it that could be it. Better chance to make the team next year, Owen Beck or Josh Roy? I think it's going to be. I just have this feeling on Roy. I have this feeling on Joshua that he's gonna bypass the AHL and he's gonna go directly to go and collect $200. I think that's So I'm gonna go there, but I think Beck. Listen, he was the last cut at training camp this year, so Beck could do it too. But I think it's gonna be Roy. Brindamore is not a believer in KK. Why you say that? He's playing him second line center, isn't he? I don't know in the playoffs if he's doing that, but Oh, you just wanted anti and they gave you atheism? You didn't want the atheism at all. It just was using Canadians to up the ante and bidding. That's probably how it should have been. You're gonna give him that name, Beckenik? Beckenik for Thomas Plekanec. That might work. Like Lavaliger for Harvey Pinard. Atheism doesn't pay. That's why I'm poor. Is that it? Religion is where it's at. No, not for me. Have I seen the Vatican from a distance, which is probably the only way I'd like to see it. Bedard reunited with Roy would be fun to watch, but that's assuming we get Bedard. We don't have to assume on Roy much because he's in the organization already. Beckenik is from draft days. What, you started using it back? It's the first time I'm hearing it like that. I like it. I think it's a good. I mean, it works. It works in the name, and it's apropos in the two players. So far, we don't know for sure on Beck, but was there something I missed? Nope. Gonna rely on you guys to keep feed me some lines, and yeah, we got another, I don't know, half hour, maybe longer, depending on how we go. You came up with that, and Junkie added Owen. Owen, that what? Owenus Mechanic. Oh, I get it. Instead of Thomas. Owenus Mechanic. That works for me. Mechanic. I hope he's got the same kind of talent level. Do I think we keep Florida's first? Or do I think Hughes will work more draft day magic? I'm only going to answer this by saying I think it can go either way. I mean, and that's obvious, right? But yeah, I mean, both are possible, right? I think I finally watched the interview with the season-ending interview with Gordon and Hughes, and it's clear that they're going to try to use it. I think it's clear they're going to try to use it at the draft before they make the pick and try to make another deal like that. So are they successful or not? If they're successful, they make the deal. If not, then no. But I think definitely they're going to try. Plekanec and David Desharnais were really underappreciated. I think in the end, Plekanec was not underappreciated. David Desharnais probably a bit. By the way, the guy that I'm interviewing tomorrow played with David Desharnais, played with Carey Price, played with Halak, Desharnais, who else? Backslap Pierre, amongst other people. But of Habs guys, yeah, he played with a bunch of Habs. So gonna be interesting. I'm gonna ask him about that in the interview. Phil, without a doubt, Desharnais definitely overachieved. For especially a guy that size, he definitely overachieved, and good on him, right? I mean, he had chemistry with Pacioretty. There's no doubt that helped. But I mean, I've got nothing. I honestly, I don't have anything bad to say about Desharnais. It's just that a guy like that should never have been a first line center for us. But I've got nothing against Desharnais. He did the best he could. There's no doubt about that. They keep Florida's first if there's someone worth drafting there. No, I think they trade it if they think they can get a better player than that. If they get another opportunity at a guy like Kirby Dach, which was a high draft pick that a team kind of gave up on, but they know will be good. Like they believe that. So they can get a guy with Florida's pick that's going to be not the best, but they can get a guy that was a high pick. I think they're going to do it again. I mean, they've basically said that. Phil, how did you know I'm a grower, not a shower? Jeez, that's what I always tell the girls. Shrinkage. BL, yeah, I just said I did. I watched it. I think 2 days ago. It might be 3 now, but 2 or 3 days ago. Well, let me see. It was they did that on the 15th, the 17th, so 2 days ago. Oh, Stahl just scored? Not my favorite person. I wonder if he had any pride in scoring. You know what? If I'm a reporter at the end, I go over to his locker and ask him, Eric, did you have any pride in scoring the goal tonight? While I'm giving him the finger. Plekanec went to me, and I don't want to hear about it. I made a comment. That's it. Go away from it. Plekanec went to the Make Believes to get us a former first, third, and a second pick for 11 games or so. Yeah. Listen, I have nothing against Plekanec. Even, yeah. I'm sure he didn't enjoy his time over there. Bubble tea, yeah. Listen, Desharnais made a good contribution. I'm just saying, he overachieved. It's not a knock on Desharnais to say that. It's a compliment to him. Would I trade Florida's first for PLD or Laugh? I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, I'd be okay with that. I'll say it this way, actually. I trust in these guys. That's Gorton and Hughes. If they feel that's the right move, I'm going to be behind it. Phil, that's what I tell the lady. What I used to. I have no need anymore. Not right now, anyway. Right, Bubble Tea? What else are you going to say to the guy? Eric, you scored a big goal tonight. Did it make you feel like a lot of pride in yourself? It'd probably be the last question you can't Panthers allow you to ask. Brock Nelson scores 3-2 Islanders. Nice. I like to see the Islanders. I think I predicted it. I called it, I think, in my brackets, Islanders over Canes. I think. I'm pretty sure I did. I don't like the Canes. Which I'm pretty sure you all know that. What do you guys think of oh, did they didn't score yet on here. I don't know how far behind I am on this feed anyway. Still 2-1. But it's power play, so they're gonna score soon. Gotta think. I was gonna ask a question. Shit, I totally forgot what my question was gonna be. I hate when I do that. Oh, I remembered. What do you guys think of Bergeron being out? Now it's not illness, it's due to injury. Yet he played in that last game against Montreal. How dumb was that? That was a mistake on Montgomery's part. I'm really far behind because damn, they're not scored yet. But I think it's coming here. Oh yeah, Bertuzzi's there. It's power play. It's got to be happening. Yeah, I want to watch the goal. There it is. Little tip in. It's there's still a lot of hockey left in that game, David. So you got to figure You know, Boston's on home ice. I can't really see them losing on home ice. BL, who's on the list? There's so many people on the list. Who are you talking about? Did I mention somebody? Hey, Sean, how you doing? I think it really has to be a good player because if we pick 17th with the depth this year, is close to a top 5 pick last year. A very good player going back. Listen, I'm not saying no to that from what I understand, but if you can get a guy, say, that was picked in the top 5 sometime over the last, say, 2-3 years, you get a guy that's that much farther in the development. And that's what they've talked about too, that you get a guy that's developed 1 or 2 years past the draft year. You know, if it's the right guy, it's as good as that pick. And I think they're right. And look at it with Kirby Dach. So I think that if they find the right deal, they're going to make it. He wanted his last game in Montreal because he's going to retire. Is that it? Well, then that's on him. So there you go. Oh, but BL, Carolina should already be on my list. Bubble tea. I don't know how many dogs there are out there to be had, and it's not a guarantee they're going to make the move, right? They're not, unless they find somebody like that. So I'm not saying they're going to do it. They're going to try and see if there's a deal like that. They've said as much. So that's all. Phil, why are you asking me if I like? Do I like Heineman, or you're saying like Heineman? I do like the potential. Heineman had a good camp, and he really eaten it up there in Laval at the end of the season there. So I think Heineman's a very good prospect. And there's a guy who would like, I never heard of him before or anything. Didn't really even think he was that big of a prospect, and he's turning out to be a decent prospect, if not a really good one. So I don't know what my point was on that. How many dogs go to heaven? All dogs go to heaven. And amen to that. As it should be. Now that's if there was a heaven. But if there was a heaven, if there is one, dogs definitely go there. I just almost burnt my fingers off, but hey. Well, Heineman wasn't a developed prospect, though, right? When we got him in the Toffoli trade, right? The Toffoli trade. But I mean, I think that was the point of getting Heineman, is that he was already in the development, like farther along in his development, and he'd hit here faster. And I think that's what it is. I think they want a team that is going to be young and develop together, like a lot of the team to develop together to go forward and to be together for a long period of time. That core of this team. David, what do you mean big CHL defenseman at 17? Don't fool around. What are we talking about? Who are we talking about? That sounds like you're talking about Gooley. Heaven is the next Habs Cup. Apostate? What is that? It's not registering in my head what that word is. Purgatory is Leafs' first round exit. No, wait a second. If I'm right about what Purgatory kind of is, isn't Purgatory the series that they're going to lose and decide their fate? Is that not Purgatory? And then the first round exit, well, that's their fate. Or I'm wrong. Remember, I'm not a religious guy, so I didn't have all that shit banged into my head growing up. No, Sean, I'm not sure. I think they legitimately kind of gave up on Doc. From everything I've read, and I think they legitimately gave up on Doc. Phil, it might be they wanted Heineman, but I think there's also I'm not sure if there's a connection with Hughes or not, but I think they wanted Heineman. They were offered other things, other players, and they asked for Heineman. And if you look at that, if that's the case, and you go, well, then these guys are a pretty good judge of talent, aren't they? So when I say that I'm going to trust in them and I'll back whatever they do, I'm going to do that until such time as they've proven that's not the case. So an apostate is someone who renounces a religious. So as an atheist, I'm an apostate, is what you're saying. Is that what you're saying? I think with DeBrincat, you're talking about doing a rebuild, and it might be with Doc too. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but from what I understand and what I've read that's been written about it, that's what I've read. Should be interesting tomorrow. Yes, Bubble Tea. Have a good night, eh? Thanks for being here. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Like I said, also remember, I think when it comes down to the end of that series, when the Leafs are on the brink of elimination, yeah, I'm probably gonna do that game or two or whenever it is, and hopefully it's game 7. Although I'd prefer it be game 4, but I just love to see them losing a game 7. But I'll take a game 4. So it's possible we're doing game 4 of the Leafs Lightning series. I'll see. Have not decided. I'm going to run soon too, but not yet. Kind of got more people that I shouldn't say that. I mean, there's not a ton of people here. I figured there would be a lot. This time of year, I do streams, and then just as I'm going on, I realize, oh yeah, it's probably not going to be a lot of people. It's the game and everything. So, first 2 weeks or so of the playoffs is like that because there's games every night. DeBrincat doesn't look like he's going to re-sign with Ottawa. It doesn't look like it from what I've heard so far, but I don't know if there's any new news today, but it doesn't look like he's interested in going back there. I don't really blame him. By the way, if you're going to be leaving soon before I go, please give a thumbs up on your way out. I appreciate that. And I do appreciate you being here on a really slow night. So I'm not sitting here talking to myself, which would not be fun. Definitely would not be fun. Anyways, we're here about an hour, so I'm going to take off because I mean there's not a lot of people here. There's not a lot of talking going on, but I do want to remind y'all. I'm going to have a short story video out tomorrow. So hopefully you guys will watch that and enjoy that. And I'm also working on a report card video. It'll have all 3 of us, me, Pete, and Matt on that. And working on other things too. And we'll be back on Saturday to do Saturday hockey talk. And I think that's it for Saturday, right? You got nothing else really planned for Saturday. And that's it. So thanks everybody for being here. I do appreciate it. And I will be back on Saturday. No, we can't. Listen, DeBrinket's too small. We have too many small players already. I say no on DeBrinket. And he ain't going to be cheap. So, nope. And on that note, that's it. Thanks for being here, everybody. Appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. And I'll see you again real soon. Have a good night, everybody. Ciao.